Hey everybody, welcome to my planner deep dive freshman year of high school edition. So the collages have still continued, and I think this was more Delia's stuff. Oh yeah, that says Delia's. But we've got some Vans, some underwear randomly. I was just doing a polka dot theme, clearly. And then we've got like just a room that I liked. I think this was out of the PB Teen catalog, probably. And then I added an outfit to it. I was definitely not preppy, so not quite sure why I put that in, but I think I wanted to be because all the popular kids were. So, yeah. The back is like kind of orange-ish themed. It's mostly orange, I think was the goal. This thing is falling apart. And then more like room stuff. Honestly, I kind of like this. Like the patterns are really, really busy, but I love the colors and the vibe. And these like floor pillow type things. Sarah had some of them, not those specifically, but she definitely did have some from PB Teen. Okay, so I know this looks weird. I mean, it looks weird in general, but I was trying to hide like my school's address and my old address and stuff, so, and phone numbers. But I did have like an Avril Lavigne lyric back here. It was to Girlfriend, and then like Fergalicious. We've got some All American Rejects. Just, you know, this was me like getting more into music, which I think I have at this point Sarah to thank for that. But we've got The Ring. My friend drew that. I wish I had drawn that. Like, I did not have the skills, but scratch and sniff sticker. And this is nail polish. So I just had like a glittery nail polish that I decided to put all over it. Lisa Frank, of course. So this was high school. So the layout is a little bit different of the planners they gave us, and these notes pages, my friends and I would write notes to each other because that was still a thing back then. We didn't have cell phones yet, but me and my Franglish, like, that's super cringy. And I'm talking about going to like the Pirates of the Caribbean 3 midnight showing with my sister. I was excited about it because I liked those movies, but also the boy I liked was supposed to go to it. Oh, goodness. That little face. Apparently, I was back on using pencil. Last day of summer and freedom. In case you wondered if I've always been dramatic, the answer is yes. Honestly, these pencil pages like are hard for me to even read because I just don't like pencil. But I guess I hung out with my sister and her husband that day. It says go to concert and go to church, but like that must have been some sort of churchy concert because I didn't go to my first like concert until 2008. So we have optical illusions. Oh, and I was taking gymnastics again this year. I took gymnastics when I was younger and then quit because they wanted me to compete and I didn't want to. Then my friend in high school like started taking gymnastics again and I took it with her. I was also in French club. It says bring in 10 pennies made before and 10 made after 1982. That seems extremely specific and random, and I'm wondering if it was for math, but who knows. Oh, a Paris trip meeting. I did not get to go on that trip because that was way more than my parents could afford, but I dreamed. And I guess I spent the night with my sister and her husband, and then we went to yard sales the next day. I forgot we did that. I spent the night at their house a lot of weekends, honestly. I played Spyro. I played Spyro a lot growing up. Oh gosh, and this was my first homecoming dance. There was a guy that like asked to dance with me because I guess he had a crush on me, but I thought he was just making fun of me. So I like was kind of rude and was like, no, I'm not gonna dance with you. And then of course he thought I was stuck up. You know, high school things. I just sat here like trying to figure out what the heck GG and 7H were, and then I realized that's Seventh Heaven and Gilmore Girls. So Gilmore Girls. Oh, and Halloween. I thought that was one thing. I was like, what? Because they didn't do Halloween episodes. Okay, now we're back to Purple Pen, which makes me feel a little bit better, even though my handwriting is still pretty bad. Oh, and again, I forgot to say this is August 2006 to May 2007. So that is the time frame. So we got DSL this day, which was, of course, a very exciting thing because I grew up with dial-up internet until that point. So huge upgrade. Especially since I had limited screen time, like on the computer. An hour was not very long on dial-up. I wrote when I like downloaded LimeWire. Wow. If you don't know what LimeWire is, do me a favor and Google it instead of asking me because it's going to make me feel old. But that was an exciting moment in music. I wrote MySpace on this, so I don't know if like I got MySpace that day or what exactly, or if it's just like Zynga where I felt the need to like mark it every time I used it. I also got the JoJo CD that day, which I definitely do not remember having that. Watched a movie with my brother. We did a lot of that. At this point, I'm not sure where he was living, but he wasn't living with my parents at the time because my brother is almost 10 years older than me, so he had moved out. And then my sister had a Halloween party. Ugh, I miss those so much. They were so fun. Halloween being my favorite holiday. Like, I have not gotten to dress up in a very long time, and it makes me sad. Also, these checkers are, like, very domey. I mean, they're not the most perfect checkers, but they are checkers. My friend definitely must have written that on there. That it was her birthday. And I guess I went camping again. That camping trip thing that I was talking about was again this weekend. A moonlit walk. I'm sure that was with like all the adults and kids, but it's kind of funny that I wrote that. Oh my gosh, and I passed out candy at Sarah's on Halloween. I forgot we did that. I feel like in 8th grade, I went trick-or-treating with another friend of mine because she was 4'11", and like, I'm short too. I think at the time I was probably like 5'1", so we looked young enough that like her mom took us trick-or-treating. Good times. I have always looked young for my age, or at least I did back then. I feel like mostly it's out of frame, but I was doing like French months and days, and yeah. I thought I was so cool because I was taking French. Oh, and I went to see Happy Feet. I remember I went to see that with Sarah. Oh, and I guess both my siblings were there that day. My brother spent the night and my sister was hanging out. I put Christmas at the White House, LOL. My maiden name is White in case, I think it's probably been shown in this somewhere, but yeah, I thought it was so funny. I mean, we all used to make the jokes, but yeah. Oh my gosh. I was hanging out with my sister's husband and my brother, and we played a video game that they like remade a couple years, and I played it with my brother and his best friend. I forgot we played it with Chris, though, way back in the day. Ugh, I miss him. And then for New Year's, we watched the Lights Fantastic Parade, which was usually a Christmas parade in my hometown, but for whatever reason, it was this day. And then I put Swim at the Hampton Inn with Krista and Amy and Katie. So we like hung out with my sister's cousin Chris, his little sister, and then their like grandma and grandpa, because they were staying there, and we swam and stuff. It was fun. Oh my gosh, this was when I went to Elizabethtown. So with my mom's family being from Kentucky, the movie Elizabethtown is just so funny. I love it so much. If you like have family in Kentucky, have grown up in Kentucky. It's so real. And I love it for that. Also, I am a huge dork with that like vocab word. What the heck? Finally free. I feel like I was like treating school like it was a prison or something. But yeah, here we've got more of the like checkers. I mean, I guess they're like sideways, but yeah. Apparently I was really into that. Did not remember that. And oh, Sarah and I had a sleepover during winter break, which not surprising. Looks like we went to Fairview Heights, which is like near St. Louis area again to go shopping. And I also put swim at hotel again. Like, I don't know if it was the same one or what, because the church I marked going to is in my hometown. So I truly don't know what was going on that day. There's no way I did not cheat on this crossword because I definitely do not know the capitals of all of the states. I had to think about it for a minute when somebody asked me the Missouri capital since I'm not from here. So yeah, I definitely don't know them all. Oh, I put no more early birds. So I guess I must have been taking an early class. That's what they called like the class that was before first period. You could do it optionally, so I'm not sure why I did it because I hate mornings, but it must have been a scheduling reason. And then my grandma turned 99, which is crazy. Like, she almost lived to be 100. This is my very short-lived moment of watching Grey's Anatomy before my mom watched an episode with me, saw how much sex they were having, and was like, you can't watch this. But I have since watched all the way through season 19, so now that I'm an adult. I was trying to figure out what I was counting down to, but I guess it was my birthday, which I mean, I guess that's a thing to do, but I didn't realize I was. Okay, I have no clue what this means, but I wrote berry glitter. And I'm intrigued, and I would like to go back in time and ask myself what that means because it sounds interesting. But who knows? Oh my gosh, this is when my brother and I watched Nacho Libre. That movie is like so terrible that it's great, at least to us. It's just so silly. I was like, really? You really liked it? That movie looked so dumb. And he's like, yeah, you need to watch it. I agreed with him, so take that for what you will. I don't know if I would recommend it to everyone because it's been so long since I've seen it, but I definitely still quote stuff from it to my brother. I showed it to Brian and he was just like, no. So maybe it is not good, but I don't really care. I watched Gilmore Girls and I needed to bring white out with me to school, which you can tell I was using because, yeah. I think I was just sick of doing like this stuff when I messed up. And then this was Sarah's 15th birthday because we are 9 days apart. So we had a sleepover for her birthday, which it's funny we had so many sleepovers because Sarah and I literally lived a street over from each other. But, you know, we wanted to just like hang out and stay up late, and that was the way to do it. Oh gosh, so I got sick this day. I got sick on Sunday, and then I was sick for like half a school week, over half a school week. That was rough. Like catching up on high school assignments was a lot harder than like junior high. Yeah, and I think if this is the sickness I'm remembering, like it was really bad. Like I couldn't breathe. I was just like laying on the couch, like I couldn't do anything. I don't know what this is. Oh, it's celebrities born on my birthday. I cut this out of the newspaper. Oh, wow. I have no clue who any of these celebrities are, but I did keep the little, like, fortune for the year, whatever you want to call it. Don't exaggerate your worth. I definitely did not. I was a very insecure teenager. My friends, Oh my gosh. So I apparently ate at Panera for my birthday. Quality. Don't get me wrong, I love Panera, but that's just funny. We had SSR every Tuesdays, which was silent sustained reading. So the entire English class, we just got to read, which I loved because it's really fun to read for me. And then I watched Minority Report with my brother that day, which I love that movie so much. It's really, really good. I guess we were supposed to have a dance this day, but it got canceled. So I went to go see a movie with Sarah, and then some kind of Valentine's party. I don't know who that was with, but then I guess Sarah spent the night. So we must not have, yeah, we didn't have school the next day because, oh, that's President's Day. So I don't know who drew these all, but we like, I don't even want to say we because none of this looks like my handwriting. So I think one of my other friends like drew this all in because they said Laurel and I said not because I didn't like that vibe. So we're on to March. Apparently I read The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants 4, which I don't even remember there being that many books. Oh, and I watched Bring It On. I think my sister showed it to me that day because I definitely remember watching it with her. Sarah and I saw the movie Wild Hogs, which I do not remember that movie very well, but I feel like I didn't like it. And then we, I guess, did karaoke at her house. Which I'm assuming meant I spent the night, which is kind of shocking because that means I didn't go to church Sunday. And my parents almost never let me skip church, but I didn't write church in, so I'm assuming that I didn't. And I trained to be like a peer mediator on a Saturday. I was such like a suck up, I swear. Like, did I really have nothing better to do on Saturday? But honestly, I probably didn't either. So yet again, another camping trip. We would go in November and April because they were the off seasons where they weren't having like actual summer camp and everything like that. But it was kind of cold some years because, I mean, those aren't the warmest times of year, especially the November ones. So looks like Sarah and I hung out. I wrote that she spent the night twice. I don't know why. And then she went to an Easter egg hunt with me, which I'm wondering if that was run by my church because I don't know why 8th graders would be doing an Easter egg hunt otherwise, but it probably was. Leave with Camp for Camp Ondasonk with Sarah and then the boy I liked. Yeah. There were more people, including like my sister, but apparently I didn't deem it important to write the other people. I was a mess. So Sarah and I watched the movie Disturbia with Shia LaBeouf. Loved that movie. And then we went and played tennis and shopped, me, Sarah, and Christine. So Christine and I, we went to the same grade school as Sarah and I, but we didn't really become friends until high school because we took French class together. So that was probably the first time that we all hung out like out of school. But yeah, we called it tennising when we went to play tennis because the college town I grew up in had like tennis courts you could just go and play at. So that was probably way too much of an explanation, but there you go. Another sleepover with Sarah. Then we played tennis the next day and watched a movie. Ooh, I like these colors. The highlighters get like more intense in the later high school years. Like it's more than just these pages. But that is like a really pretty color. I want that highlighter color. I thought I was cute. The Terriers were our mascot, so I drew like a graduation cap on it. Apparently, I was just really into rewatching movies because I wrote that I watched Stick It here, and then I watched it again with my sister here, and then The Devil Wears Prada with my mom. So yeah, lots of movies. I've always loved movies, and later on I worked at a movie theater, but oh my gosh, I watched Degrassi. I know that was with Sarah, but I'm not sure, like, because I thought we had a sleepover where we binged a bunch of it, but maybe not. Or maybe not at this point. I also went to, like, a thing with Sarah's extended family. So her, like, grandpa was having, like, a hot dog roast and stuff. So I went there. I saw Casino Royale. which I think was the first Daniel Craig James Bond movie, and I really like those movies. Watched more Degrassi. See, I just don't know if I watched it at my house because I feel like the show was probably a little like, this sounds silly, but edgy for what my mom would let me watch, but who knows? Maybe I was watching it at my house and just like hiding it or something. I don't remember. Again, Sarah and I watched a couple of movies. Degrassi, yeah, I must have been watching Degrassi on TV because it's the same night weekly. So who knows? So this is when I saw Pirates of the Caribbean midnight showing, and we were gonna like give the boy I liked a ride to the movie, but then he decided to go to a different showtime and I was crushed. I thought I was gonna be a fashion designer. Well, that is definitely not where I ended up at 25, but it was a nice dream. I feel like at this point I might have only known one Panic at the Disco song, but I listed them on my favorite like music. So that's interesting. And Gossip Girl, I didn't realize I was into those things like in freshman year, but also I have no concept of like when things came out. So that's part of it. Also, I don't know what Ernest Hemingway means. Like, I don't know if that was a code for something because I do not like his writing. So maybe it was a memorable moment because I hated reading his book. I don't know. I don't know if I've read any of his books, though, actually. No clue. And then we've got a trip to Biloxi. So Sarah, yeah, I guess it's not in here, but Sarah's church did like a mission trip. It was like Hurricane Katrina cleanup and rebuilding. And so I went on that with her. So that's what that was. Let me see if there's anything else in here that's not like people's personal info. Okay, this is just like random multiple conversations and I don't even know what was happening here. Do you have a MySpace? No. Get one. Okay. I have no idea who I was telling to get a MySpace, but I was very into MySpace at the moment. Then we've got my random French just thrown in there because I was taking French. But yeah, that is freshman year. Pretty cringy, but I was pretty cringy. I probably still am, but definitely was as a 14 and 15-year-old. So if you watch this, thank you for watching. I know this is not the most exciting thing, but I just really wanted to do it because it's a fun time for me. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.